Good evening, all. This is Alka Rajimon from GoScore. We are the fastest growing edtech in GCC, and our aim is to provide quality education for all. Welcome to yet another session of GoScore live classes, and today here we are with biology portions for your grade 10th. Yes. So I'm welcoming each and everyone to this session. Please use the upcoming 1 hour 60 minutes. This is going to be useful. Each and every important concept, every question, we are going to learn it one by one. Please make use of the session. Yes, without much introduction, let me get into the session. Today, here we are discussing your chapter 8, Heredity. Yes, I hope you all have an idea regarding your science exams syllabus. As you all know, we have the exam which is out of 80 marks, and out of this 80 marks, 25 each will be for your chemistry and physics, but the remaining 30 marks is completely ours. It's biology. So yes, if you are able to cover up biology in these 2-3 live classes, it will definitely be useful for your board exams. So use the session, use this free live classes, make efficient use of it. Yes. So just before beginning the session, I would like to give you a small tip. Yes. What kind of tip? It's just a study tip which we all know, but we all forget sometimes. We all know this tip, but we forget it sometimes. You all might be preparing for your boards, your pre-boards, you are in a rush for your periodic exams, your terminal exams, but no matter how much you prepare for your exam, there is always something missing. No matter how much you prepare for your exam, no matter how many hours of sleep you deprive for your studies, there is something missing. Your marks are not to the expectations of your parents or your teachers or yourself. Why? What is missing there? It could be the way you are studying. It could be the study method which is being wrong here. So, as a biology teacher, I have to let you know how we are learning stuff. And by knowing how you are learning something, you can actually know how efficiently you can learn something. So, if you're having some low marks, not up to your expectation, what if your study method is wrong? What if? Let's see. I hope you have an idea about your brain. As a biology student, you should be having an idea about it. So just let me put this small tip into your mind. Just keep it with you, not just for your pre-boards or your boards, but keep it with you forever in your life. You can use it not only for your studies, maybe in your profession, maybe in your lifestyle. Anywhere you can use it. So we have two kind of memory. We have a small portion of our brain here, which is called hippocampus, which is storing our short-term memories. And then there is a portion of your brain that is directly here, which is called the neocortex, and that is having your long-term memories. I hope you got it. This is your short-term memory portion. Short-term. What is short-term memory? It is something. Suppose you take a topic and you are learning it, and as you're reading it, whatever you have read is just in your short-term memory. In order to convert it into a long term memory, which is only in your neocortex area, this is your long term memory region. This is your long term memory region. It can stay there for years, maybe months, maybe weeks, who knows. But your short term memory is there just for few seconds, few minutes, maybe few days. That's it. So when you take a topic to study for your board exam and you're reading it, just going through your text, it's just there in your brain as a short term memory. It's just a short term memory. And if you're taking the same topic tomorrow for an exam, you might not even able to recollect what you've studied. That could be a wrong thing you're doing. At the same time, this short term memory can be converted into a long term memory. You can keep it there until your board exams or maybe for your future studies. You can keep it there if you do a small thing. And what is that small thing you can do? It is challenging your brain. Yes, challenge your brain. And this trick is done by not only students, but even professionals do it to keep their long-term memories. How can you challenge your brain? After reading something or after listening to a lecture, what you can actually do is take a test from it, take a mock test from it. So that's a way you can understand whether you are able to understand whatever you have learned, whatever there is in your short term memory. So challenge your brain right after you have read something, after you have heard a lecture. In your class, you're listening to your teacher. Right after the teacher has finished the lecture, maybe after going home, you should be able to do a test, a quick test that can challenge your brain. And when your brain is being challenged, whatever was there in your short term memory region is being transmitted into your long term memory region. Yes. So challenging your brain. And you can also do this for your pre-boards or your boards. After reading a textbook for one time, don't go around reading it again and again. It will be useless. What you can do is read it, understand the concept. After a few days or a few moments, what you can do is challenge your brain by giving some test, maybe recollecting what you call. And that's exactly how you can convert the short term into a long term. It's a small trick. You can use it. Anybody can use it. Anywhere you can use it. Yes, so that's it. It was just a random thing before the session. Now the real thing starts. Here we are with the 8th chapter, Heredity. Heredity, yes. I hope you all have quite a good idea about this particular chapter, because this is the first time in your entire high schooling you are hearing the term heredity, genetics, all the monohybrid, dihybrid, cross and everything. It's completely new to you. And as a 10th grader, this is the first time you are into genetics, which is a branch of biology. So let me welcome to the session, and we will begin with the contents of this particular session for the upcoming 50-55 minutes. We will be covering the most important concept with most of the repeated PYQs that we have observed in the previous years of board exam. So yes, make use of the session. These are the topics which we'll be covering in the upcoming 50 minutes. Terminologies in genetics, which is completely new to you, and we can get one weightage, maybe two weightage marks from this particular area, that is terminologies, which is completely new to you. And then there is Mendel and his contributions, of course, Gregor Johann Mendel, the father of genetics. Whatever he has done, his experiments, everything is being studied under this topic. Definitely we'll be going through the different kinds of crosses, which is monohybrid cross and a dihybrid cross. And I hope with that we'll be winding up this session, and if we'll get much time, we'll be covering up laws of inheritance and sex determination. So let's see. The first topic I would like to put point into your mind is trait. What is a trait? So there are these terminologies in genetics which is completely new to you, and you can get maybe 1 mark question, maybe 2 marks question from this particular terminology regions. So let me show you this particular thing here. What is this? Can you see this? What is this? Can I see it in the comments? What is this? What is this? Let me see it in the comments, guys. Are you there? Have you seen these things ever before? What is this? Yes, I'm waiting for your comments. Come on, come on. Yes, hello guys. I'm seeing a lot of highs and hellos. I'm so sorry. I'm not saying hi to you. Hi, hi, hi everyone. Hello. Yes, there is a lot of comments. Hi, 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 hi. Hi everyone. Hi. So please be active in the comment until the end. I'm all alone here. Please be with me. Yes. Yes, guys, this is nothing. This is just a fruit, right? But why is this apple green in color and why is that orange in color? What is that? What is the difference here? So I hope you know this is the trait of a green apple and that is the trait of an orange. Yeah, trait is nothing but a recognizable feature of an organism. In you, you have traits. In me, I have traits. In this apple, there is trait. So this green color is a trait of this apple. And orange color is a trait of that orange. And the skin color of yours, or maybe texture of your hair, These all are examples for traits, and traits are nothing but characters. What are traits? Traits are nothing but characters. And for example, you can say your skin color. Yes, from the dusky skin to the fairer skin, or your shape of your nose, maybe the shape of your tongue, maybe your height. These all are the traits, all are traits of characters. So your skin color, your nose shape, maybe the chin shape, etc, etc, etc. You can write anything under that heading. Okay, so whenever someone asks you what is a trait, just put it there. It is what you can see from the outside. It is the recognizable feature of an organism, any plant, animal, whoever. Yes, here is a question which is a PYQ, that's your previous year question. First question, define heredity, and along with that I'm introducing another question, that is define genetics. So these all are the terminology portions in genetics from which you can get questions. Yes, so define heredity and define genetics. You can get both questions if you're lucky enough. So it's definitely a 1 mark question. Okay, you can't expect much mark from this portion. It's just a 1 mark question. As you all know, heredity is nothing but the transfer. It is a transfer of character or traits from one generation to the next generation. You may be you may be looking like your father. Maybe you have the same eye color of your mother, or maybe you have a dimple from your father. Maybe you get some diseases from your grandparents. How do you get that? That particular passing or transferring of any character, any trait, generation after generation that runs in your family is called your heredity. Heredity is nothing but the transfer of characters or traits one generation to the next. Simple like that, you get 1 marks. And then there is genetics. What is genetics? I think from the terminology itself, it's clear. Genetics is nothing but a branch of biology. And what is that branch of biology dealing with? It is a branch of biology which deals with heredity and variation. Okay, there is a new term, variation. What is that? Okay, anyways, let's finish up this question. Genetics is nothing but a branch of biology that deals with heredity and variation. Study now and here. Don't take it anywhere. You can by heart it from here. Okay, and now let's discuss what the new term is, variation. Variation. From that single terminology, I think you'll understand what variation is. Okay, in between I have to say hi to my audience. Hello, hey, hi Eva, hi Munnu, Alma, Linda, hi Kritika, hi Blessy, hi Kiran, hi Shaji, yeah, Pooja, hi everyone, hi all. Hi. Okay, I'm so happy to see the comment section with so many comments. I'm so happy that you all are here to support us. And please be there until the end of the session. I'm sure you won't regret a single moment here. Okay, let's go back. Variation is nothing but difference. What difference? It's a difference in the characters or traits among the individuals of same or different species, so in their offspring. Oh, what does that mean? It's nothing much, it's simple. Variation is nothing but difference that you can see in you and me. What makes me different from you is my variation. What makes a bacterium different from the next generation of that bacteria is its variation. What makes a fruit different from another tree's fruit is its variation. So it's basically differences. And why have I put this particular picture in this slide? What is the use of it? This is exactly a picture I have copy paste from your NCRT textbook, and you may get this diagram for your exam. You may, if you are lucky enough. So what is this diagram depicting? What is it talking about? What is it about? As you can see here, these are two different structures of earlobes. Okay, there are two types of earlobes in the human population. If you check the entire human population can have two types of earlobes. First one is here. As you can see, this is a free earlobe, or it's an earlobe which is not at all attached to your skin. It is not attached to your mandibular region. And then you have an earlobe structure which is attached. So here you can see two different types of earlobes. One is the free earlobe and the second one is the attached earlobe. Why are we talking about here it in the variation topic? We are talking about it because this is a universal example in order to depict what variation is. So if you have to put an example for the question what variation is, just write the definition, give an example, free and attached earlobes in human species. It's a variation. Even though we all are Homo sapiens, we humans are Homo sapiens, but we have this differences in us, which makes me different from another person. My earlobe is completely different from another person's earlobe. It's a variation between us in the same species. So that's it, simple like that. And this is another picture which is also taken from our NCERT textbook of grade 10. And this is a picture which is depicting variation in another manner. Okay, so they have kept this particular picture to say that suppose this is a bacterial generation. This is generation number 1, or yeah, let it be F1. And then this is generation number 2, let it be F2. This is generation number 3, let it be F3. As you can see here, if you look into it closely, you can see that this is a parent from which two offsprings are produced. There is offspring number 1 and there is offspring number 2. And if you look into offspring number 1, this offspring has a particular variation here which makes it different from its parent. That is variation, a difference. And if we look into offspring number 2, you can see another kind of variation here which makes it different from its parent. Although they came from the same bacteria, same cloning method, but what happened here? There is some sort of variation which made the F2 generation completely different from the F1 generation. It's an example for variation. And let's see, this first bacteria has now multiplied. It is making two daughter cells. And this is one A cell and this is one B cell. So there is two bacteria from that one bacteria. So what is happening here? See, this same mutation or variation can be seen in the father too. The red color variation, the red indicated with the red color. But there is a new kind of variation which is not seen in the parent. So this variation makes 1A different from its parent. But see, you can see that these siblings, it's not at all a good usage to call two bacteria siblings, but still, these sibling bacteria, they can have some similarities between them. See, they have this red variation which is making them alike. And as you can see, this 1A and 1B is totally different from this parent, but they are becoming similar. So they are having some sort of variation which is making them similar but different from their parent. So this is just a figure just to give you an idea about what variation is and how it is being transferred in one generation and another generation. Simple like that, nothing to be complicated about, but just know when you see this diagram, if it is there in your question paper, that is variation. Keep it in your mind. Okay, so now there is something I would like to add on to the particular topic variation. Yes. Hmm. Uh, 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 uh. Okay. Hi. Hi, Eva. Hi. Eva is asking something from our grade 12th evolution portion. Hi, Eva. If you wait back, I can give you the answer for sure. But that is not from our particular topic. So I have to, I have to, or you have to wait for the answer. And if you're having any sort of like doubts or anything, please put it in the comments. I'm here for you. And if I somehow skip your answers, I'll take care of you in the next class. Do not worry, I won't ignore your message. If you have any doubts from Heredity, just let me know in the comments. Why are traits acquired during lifetime of an organism not inherited? Yeah, that's a good question, Eva. Yes, that's a good question. And that question I'll be answering in a few minutes. I actually have the same question on my PPT. Coincidence or what? So, yes, I'll be answering the same question. Please be patient. Okay. And any sort of question, keep in the comment section. I can see the comments. And if I miss any of the comments, I'll be coming back to you in the next class. Do not worry. I won't ignore your questions. Okay. Now, something I want to add on with the variation is that there are two types of reproduction, right? As you know, there is sexual reproduction where there is definitely a male gamete which fuses with a female gamete, and yeah, they'll together form a zygote, right? And, oh, sorry. Okay, there is a male gamete and a female gamete, and they together form a zygote. And this is the example, or this is how you can depict a sexual reproduction. And here, as you can see, there is involvement of two parents. You need a male and a female partner to make sexual reproduction happen. And here in asexual reproduction, there is no need of two parents. One parent is enough. Just like our amoeba. Let's take our amoeba. Suppose this is an amoeba which is having no particular shape, so it is easy for me to draw. Yes, suppose this is an amoeba and this amoeba is splitting up. This amoeba splits up into two babies. Yeah, I'm calling them a baby. They are amoeba babies. And these babies, they are totally, completely alike their mother, I can say. So, if you try to compare between the two types of reproduction and the amount of variation happening in them, you can easily say that in sexual reproduction there is a chance of maximum variation. It leads to maximum variation. Keep this point in your mind. Maximum variation or variation is seen in where? In sexual reproduction, because there is a meeting of two different gametes. There is a chance of two different sets of chromosomes coming together in a zygote. There is possibility of variations, differences happening here. But let's look into the asexual reproduction. Just an amoeba splitting up, making babies. That's it. What happened? The same genetic material is being transferred. The same genetic material that the mother cell had or the mother amoeba had is being passed on to the babies. That is not at all making any particular variation. So you can say that in asexual reproduction, the variation is, there is no variation, or variation is almost equal to zero. There is no variation, or you can say it is almost, it is approximately equal to zero. That's it. Even if there is some sort of variation, maybe some sort of mutation, by chance if some sort of mutation happen, there is a small chance of variation, but that chance is very minimum. It's minimum. So the maximum variation is possible in sexual reproduction, and in asexual reproduction you can say approximately zero or no variation, or it's a minimal variation. It's a minimal variation. All the terminologies are right. Minimum variation is happening here. That's it. That's it. End of the story. It was all about variation. Done. Now let me give you a question. I hope you will be able to answer it very simple. It's a very simple question. Exchange of genetic material takes place in A. Vegetative reproduction, B. Asexual reproduction, C. Sexual reproduction, D. Budding. Yes, put it in the comments quickly. I'm waiting for your comments. Yes, waiting for your comments. Come on, guys. Yes, my dear students, where is the answer? Exchange of genetic material. Exchange of genetic material. In which type of reproduction you can see the exchange of genetic material? Yes, very good. It is none other than sexual reproduction. It is sexual reproduction. Because in sexual reproduction, there is actually a fusion of male and female gametes. Yeah, very good, very good. There is actually fusion of two different gametes which can contribute to the genetic material exchange. That's a correct answer. That's it. Now, there is another question. Identify A and B in the picture. Simple question. Simple question. If you know the concept that I just said, if you heard the topic I just said, you can answer it just like that. What is A and what is B? If you don't know the topic, you would be saying these are different types of ears. That's it. But if you know the topic heredity, you should be answering this question in a very professional way, in a very good way. And what is that answer? A is dash and B is dash. Put it in the comments. You can answer the comments in the session. Okay. What is the answer? This A is showing a free ear lobe. It is showing free ear lobe. Free ear lobe. Sorry. Free ear lobe. And B is showing attached earlobe. Attached earlobe. And what are these examples for? These are the examples for nothing. Variation. Simple like that. See, these all are the questions that actually came. So if you know the simple concepts that I just explained, you will be able to score all those marks. You can get such simple and easy question directly if you're lucky. Okay, now let's discuss some new topics, which is chromosome, DNA, gene, and a lot. So in order to know the entire topic that I just said, you just have to have a single idea in your mind. That is, we all have a cell. We all have a cell in our body. Not a cell, we have plenty of cells. And if you take a single cell from any living organism, it will definitely be having a nucleus inside it. So this particular structure is called a nucleus. Nucleus, right? I know you all are familiar with the topic. I'm just revising. I'm just brushing up your short-term memory so that it will get into a long-term memory. So this nucleus, when I take a look into the nucleus, it is so evident that this nucleus has some sort of thread-like structure, some thread-like what do you call some thread-like structure freely in the nucleus, and this is what you call as a dash. What do you call this particular thing as? Put it in the comments and be active in the comment section. Yes, hi, hello. Yeah, thank you so much. Munnu, hi. Hey, yeah, hi, hello. Yeah, hi, hi, Chion, hi. How are you all doing? Yes, yes. Hi, Basil, hi. Hello. Okay. So if you look into the nucleus, this fiber-like structure is called a chromatin. It's a chromatin, or you can call it as chromatin fibers. Chromatin fibers. And only during the time of replication of cell, or only during the time of cell division, you can see that these chromatin fibers get condensed. They get condensed into some sort of X-shaped thing, and this is the thing what you call as the chromosome. This is the thing what you call as the chromosome. Keep it in your mind. The condensed form of chromatin fiber is what you call as chromosome. Chromosome. And when I'm taking a look into the chromosome, I'm able to see some sort of helical fibers, some sort of helical fibers inside this chromosome. Some sort of helical fibers. What are these things? What are this helical structure that you can see inside the chromosome? Be active in the comment section and tell me. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Yes, what is it? What is it? Yes, this helical structure inside the chromosome is what you call as a DNA. What is a DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acid. And what is this DNA looking like? It is looking like a double helical structure, right? It's a double helical staircase. So if I'm giving it a draw, it looks something like that. It's a double helical structure. I hope you're able to see it. I hope you're able to see it. So it's a double helical structure, and a portion of this double helical structure is what you call as a gene. Yes, simple like that. A small portion of this double helical structure, a functional segment of the DNA, is what you call as a gene. What is a gene? Gene is nothing but a functional segment of a DNA, a functional segment of DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, is what you call as gene. And what's the function of a gene? This small portion of the DNA is what is coding for a protein. This small gene codes for your skin color. It can code for your height, maybe your texture of your hair, your eye color, your shape of your nose. It depends. So this small portion of the DNA is what is actually encoding our entire character. Yes, keep it in mind. Chromosome is nothing but a condensed form of chromatin fibers, and you can see chromosomes only during cell division. Only during cell division. When the cell is dividing, then you can see the chromosomes inside the nucleus. Other than that, if it is not the time of cell division, the only thing you can see is some sort of fibers, which is the chromatin fibers. Okay. Then what is gene? Gene is the functional segment of a DNA. Gene is nothing but the functional segment of DNA. So what is DNA? What is DNA? DNA is the genetic material. DNA is the genetic material inside me and you, yes, and even in a lot of eukaryotic and prokaryotic organisms. So DNA is nothing but deoxyribonucleic acid. Yes, deoxyribonucleic acid is the DNA, and this is the genetic material. Done. That is chromosome, DNA, and gene. What are genes? Where are they located? What are genes? Where are they located? It is a PYQ. It's a PYQ. It was a previous year question. It was asked. What is a gene? Where can you see it? If you simply heard what I just said, you can score that mark. What is gene? Genes are the basic unit of heredity. What are genes? Genes are the basic unit of, yeah, basic unit of heredity, and they are the segments of a DNA which codes for a gene product. Very important point. Very important point. What is gene? Gene is a basic unit of heredity. If you have a gene in your DNA, that goes to your baby, and the baby gives it to its baby. So that is a unit of heredity. Your heredity, one generation to next generation, that is a gene. Yes. And what is the function of a gene? It the segment of a DNA which codes for a gene product. So this gene is actually being encoded with something. What is gene being encoded with? Gene products can be proteins, hormones, enzymes, or maybe your traits. Yeah, the hormones like your testosterone, your estrogen. What else hormones are there? Give me some hormones in the comments, guys. Yes. Hi, Kasi. How you doing? Hi. Hi. So happy to see my students back here. Yes. So there is this hormone. It's like your melatonin or your pituitary gland produces. Okay, something growth hormone. These all are hormones. Each and every hormone that is produced in your body is encoded in your gene. Without gene, no hormone, no protein. Yeah. So gene is encoded with products like proteins, hormones, enzymes, anything. And genes, where is it located? Where are genes located? Genes are located in the chromosome. And if you want to elaborate that answer, you can write whatever I just said. Whatever I just said. You can say that gene is inside the DNA and DNA is inside the chromosome. Chromosome is inside the nucleus. You can write a whole story out of that single point. So keep this one picture in your mind. You might be able to use it somewhere. Yes. Then comes the terminology alleles. So what are we discussing right now? I hope you have not lost your focus. You have not lost your focus. I guess we have a few more minutes to go. Most important few minutes. Yes. We have the next topic, that is allele. Allele. Excuse me. Just let me drink some water. I'm getting dehydrated. Excuse me. Okay. Okay. Hi guys. Hi. Hi Suraj. Hi Nandana. Hey. I'm Alka ma'am with AL double K. Take care of my spelling, please. Yes, hi. Hello. Hi. Hi everyone. So happy to see you all. So happy. So put your comments there, be active in the session. We are almost reaching the end of our session. Please be active. Yes. So alleles. What are alleles? Genes which code for a pair of contrasting traits are known as alleles. Okay, what is that? Simple like that. Genes which code for a pair of contrasting traits. Contrasting traits. You can be tall, you can be dwarf, or let it not be you, let it be some plant. Okay, a plant can be tall or a plant can be dwarf. If a plant is tall, we normally call it with the genetic composition capital T, which we'll discuss in the upcoming sessions. Do not worry, it's all up to me. I'll take care of it. So if a plant is tall, we are giving it a genetic composition that is capital T, and if it is dwarf, we are using small t, right? So these are alleles of the same gene. So this capital T or small t, whatever it is, they are genes. They are genes. An alternative form or contrasting trait of that same gene is what you call as allele. What did you understand from that? So in this capital T and small t, capital T is one allele, allele 1, oh, allele 1, and small t is another allele, that is allele 2. Yes. So two alleles of the same gene. You can say that they are the pairs of same gene. Same gene in some different forms. Alternative forms of a gene. Yeah, that would be a great definition. That would be a great definition. Genes which code for a pair of contrasting traits or alleles. Good explanation. No matter, you can keep it in your brain. Or you can say they are the alternative forms. They are the alternative forms of a same gene. Alternative forms of a gene. That is allele. And here comes the terminology homozygous and heterozygous. What is the difference? What is the difference? I just explained this capital T and small t story. From that itself, you can easily identify what homozygous and heterozygous. It's simple like that. Let's see. Homozygous. Homo means what? It's the same. Uni, right? Homo is same. So homo means if the alleles are same. If allele 1 and allele 2 are same, then you can call it as homozygous alleles. It is homozygous alleles. And if the alleles are different, if they are alternating, if they are contrasting each other, then you call it as heterozygous. Hetero, what does hetero mean? Hetero solution, homo solution, and all. You are studying it everywhere, right? So hetero is nothing but different. So if the alleles are different, then it is heterozygous. If the alleles are same, then it is homozygous. And along with that, I would like to add one more terminology, which is dominant and recessive. You might be able to understand it. Let me give it a try. If we are using both capital letters, capital T, then this is a homozygous dominant trait. Homozygous dominant trait. If you don't understand what I'm saying, do not worry. From the upcoming classes, you will be able to understand what this capital T and small t and all. If you have no idea about the chapter heredity, do not worry. Upcoming classes will definitely help you. Keep following in the YouTube, okay, for the upcoming classes. So homozygous dominant is a condition where both the alleles are written in caps, in capital letters. If I'm using both the alleles, they are same alleles, homozygous, but in the small letters, in the lower case, okay, if it is a lower case or if it is a small letters, then this is a homozygous. It is same, so homo, of course, homozygous recessive condition, homozygous recessive condition. And yes, there is one more guy, that is heterozygous. Nothing much to say here. This is if the alleles are completely different with each other, then it is an heterozygous trait, heterozygous allele, anything. Done. So I hope you got an idea about allele. Allele is the alternative form of dash. Just tell me, put it in the comments. Allele is the alternative form of dash. Allele is the alternative. Law of segregation. Yes, we'll be coming to law of segregation. Do not worry. Do not worry. Yes. Hi, hi, hi. Muhammad Aziz. Yeah, thank you. Hi, hi, hi. Oh, hi, hi, hi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Hi, sir. Hi. Yeah. So not only students, we have our parents in the session. Hi. Hi all. Hi parents. So yes, alleles is nothing but alternative form of dash. I think you already got the answer. From the lecture you got it. What is it? Allele is nothing but the alternative form of a gene. Allele is nothing but the alternative form of a gene, contrasting pair of a gene. Then comes the terminology genotype and phenotype. Genotype and phenotype. What is it? What is it? What is it? Okay, it is a very simple idea. It's a very simple concept. Just the terminology is kind of very big and all, but it's a very simple concept. Genotype, genotype, gene, something related to your genes, right? So genotype is nothing but the genetic composition. Genotype is nothing but the genetic composition. Yes, genetic composition of an organism is what you call as the genotype. Just before I explained, if a plant is tall, we call it as capital T, or maybe capital T, small t, right? That is the genetic composition which you cannot see. It's inside the plant, it's inside its nucleus. We cannot see what the gene is like, right? But through cross fertilizing the plants, we can understand what the genetic composition is. So let it be there. Genetic composition of an organism is what you call as a genotype. An example for a genotype, you can write anything. If it is a tall plant, capital T, or capital T small t, maybe capital W for white color of a flower. It depends. The gene, genetic composition is what we call as genotype. And what is phenotype? Just the other thing. Whatever the gene is encoding will be expressed, right? Gene is encoding maybe for protein, maybe for hormone, maybe for enzyme. So whatever the gene is encoding, it will be expressed, right? And that expressed form of a gene is what you call as phenotype. You didn't understand. If you didn't understand, I can put it into a small sentence like this. Phenotype is nothing but morphology of an organism. Now you should have understood. Morphology. What is phenotype? Phenotype is the morphology or external appearance. When I look into a plant, not into a plant, when I look at a plant, how it is being appeared to me, how is its color, how is its height, what are the position of its flowers, what I can see with my naked eyes. When I look at a person, what all features I can see in him or her, just the physical appearance. That is what you call as a phenotype. So morphology of physical appearance, morphology of physical appearance of an organism is what you call as the phenotype. I hope you got the idea. It's crystal clear, I guess. Yes. Yes, Ramya, very good, very good, very good. Yeah. Hi, YouTube. Hi, 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 hi. Hi, hello. Yes, it is a physical constitution of a, yeah, the physical constitution or physical appearance. It's what you call as a phenotype. If I have to give you an example for phenotype, this capital T, which will be expressed as a tall plant, that height, that physical appearance of the plant is the phenotype. Or in the case of a human, I can say curly hair. Yeah, that's a physical appearance. I can see it just by looking at a person, right? So such characters which are morphologically evident, which are physically appearing, is what you call as a phenotype. I hope both the terminologies are now clear to you and nothing new to you. Here comes a question which you already asked in the comment session, which who was that? Eva, yes. Eva, you were asking something about acquired and inherited traits, right? So yes, I hope we have enough time for that. Differentiate acquired and inherited traits. That itself is a PYQ. It's a PYQ. So differentiate acquired and inherited traits. It's a direct question from NCERT. No tricks and nothing done there. It's a direct question from the NCERT. So to answer the question, you just have to know what inherited trait is and what acquired trait is. Let me explain it to you. From the word, I hope you can understand the basic things. Inherited trait, that is inherited character, a character which you got from your parents. That is what is called an inherited trait, is a character which was coming or which came to your body through your heredity factors, through your genes. That is what you call as inherited. Inherited from a parent to the offspring. That is inherited trait. Keep it in your brain now itself. Inheritance, inherited traits means a character which comes from a parent to the offspring. A parent to the offspring is what you call as inherited trait. Inherited trait, yes. And what about acquired trait? Acquired, as the word itself says, it is something you gain. It is nothing you got from your parent. It is nothing you got due to your heredity. Nothing in the genes. It's what you acquired during your lifetime. So this is not a character that you can pass to your offspring or you get from your parent. So it can't be, it it can't be passed to the offspring, to the offspring. But inherited trait, you can carry it from a parent to an offspring, and the offspring can give it to the next offsprings. It keeps going. Acquired, you cannot pass it on through your genetics. Not at all possible. If you have some character which is acquired, you keep it with you. That's it. End of the story. No more passing. No more passing. Okay. Then another point about inherited trait is that, what is it? Yeah, the inherited trait is something, it is in your gene. This is due to your genetic makeup. This is due to your, not, okay, sorry. This is due to your genetic makeup. Genetic makeup. Yeah. Whatever genes you have, whatever genes you have, whatever genes you got from your papa or your mama, that makes your inherited traits. So this is something you got just because of your genetic makeup. Nothing, no credits to you. It's all to our heredity. That's it. But here, the acquired trait is nothing going to our parent or not going to your offspring or coming from your parent. It's completely your credit. Something you gained in your life, in your lifetime, after your birth. So this is due to some sort of environmental factors, due to environmental factors, yes. So here, genes, genetic makeup is responsible. Here, some environmental factor, maybe you just wanted to learn music, or maybe you wanted to learn, maybe you wanted to learn dance, so you just went and had some classes and you learned it, you acquired it, you acquired that character or that particular skill. Then it is your acquired trait, and it is not going to your offspring. Just because you know how to dance, that doesn't go to your offspring, right? So such characters is due to some environmental factors. Maybe you just wanted to go, that's it, you just had an interest in it. Okay. And maybe you're gaining weight when you're, yeah, in your lifetime, you maybe due to your stress eating, or maybe due to some factors made you eat a little more up, and you're not at all working out, and definitely you are gaining weight, right? So that gaining of weight or losing of your weight due to some diet, or maybe some starving, if you starve for food and you lose your weight, that is an acquired trait. It's nothing that you get from your parent or you're giving to your offspring, right? So example for acquired traits, it's some of the skills, you can say some of, like gaining of weight, gaining of weight. What is it? Okay. Gaining of trait, sorry, gaining of weight, not trait. Okay. And here, inherited trait, you can write anything, whatever qualities is there in your gene, any sort of enzyme, any sort of, yeah, it can be your hair texture that you got from your father, maybe the dimple on your cheek, which you got from your grandma, yeah, dimples, these all are examples, etc. These are all examples for inherited traits. I hope you got an idea about the acquired and inherited traits. So that's it. And this is a question which was asked before. So they just gave some characters in a bracketed form and they asked you to classify it into inheritable and non-heritable traits. So you just had to know what inherited traits are and what acquired traits are so that you can classify that question and get the scores. Okay, so powerlifting weights, height, skin color, manners. So you basically have to classify it. The question never gave the table I just made it. So the question just had power of lifting weights, height, skin color, manners. Classify it. That was the question. So in order to classify it, you just have to know what inherited trait is or what an acquired trait is. It's simple from the question, right? I hope you all know the answers. I hope you all. Yes, Ramya. Hi, hi, hi. Yeah, yes. Oh, Remy has asked something. Is diabetes an inherited trait? That's a good question. That's a good question. Diabetes, you have to say that it is an inherited trait. You have to say that it is there in your genetics. And it depends on the type of diabetes it is. Which type of diabetes you have, that whether it is inherited or it is due to your lifestyle, but still genetics is what, like the high cholesterol, sorry, the high sugar content in your blood, that diabetes is, it is your inherited trait. You have to say it like that. Okay. And yes, Ramya, boring of pinna, yes, boring of pinna is an example for a acquired trait, right? Yeah, very good, very good. You have put in some more examples there. Very good. Hi, Swapna, Manoj. Hi, hello. Yeah. So here you can classify it as power of lifting weight. It's something, just because your father was a good weightlifter doesn't make you a good weightlifter, right? You have to gain that skill. So it is a non-heritable trait. Power of weightlifting. Power of, sorry, power of lifting weights. Lifting weights. Yeah, that is a non-heritable trait. Height. Yeah, height, you have to say that it is genetic. It is genetic. So height will be here in this column. That is your inheritable traits. Skin color. Yes, skin color is completely genetic. Skin color, it's genetics. So it comes from your father, goes to your offspring. It's there in your gene. Non-heritable, definitely. Manners has to be something you learn during your lifetime. Due to the environment, it depends. It depends in what kind of people were surrounded around you. Sorry. What kind of people surrounded you when you were growing up, or which kind of people took care of you. You get the manners from them, right? So it is, you have to say that manners, some skills, maybe some dancing skills, singing skills, these all you can acquire it. So these all are examples for heritable or acquired trait, just like that. Okay, now this is the question that I just saw in the comment and I said I'll be answering it in the later session, and thankfully I got the time to explain it. This is a question: why are the traits or experiences acquired during the entire lifetime of an individual not inherited into the next generation? Explain the reason for this fact with an example. With an example. Okay, it's a simple like that. Why are the traits or experience acquired? So why are the acquired traits not inherited? That's the question. Why the acquired traits are not inherited? Why are the inherited traits or inherited traits inherited? Why? Inherited traits are there in your genetic composition. It is inside your gene. It is inside your cell. So once you're making gamete out of that cell and giving it to your baby, it is going to the baby. But acquired trait is something that is not in the genetic makeup. So There is no genetic makeup participating. There is no genetic makeup participating in acquired character. That is the one reason why it is not being transferred to the next generation. And this is not genetic, but it is due to some environmental factors, you have to say. You gaining weight or learning a skill, environmental factors. So acquired trait is not at all present in your gene, not at all in your gametes. It is basically something you learn during your lifetime. It is during your lifetime. It is gained during your lifetime or lifespan, you can say. And not an inborn. It's not inborn. Not inborn. Yeah. So these are the reasons why acquired trait cannot be transferred to your offspring. And explain the reason for this fact with an example. So you can say the example of, from the comments itself, I got an example. Boring of pinna. Boring of pinna. That is a good example. Normally when girl babies are born, we bore the pinna to put that earring, right? But just because I have a boring in my pinna doesn't make my baby be born with a bored pinna, right? So boring of pinna or gaining of weight, these are acquired character, and nobody can pass it to the next generation. So with that example, you can elaborate the answer according to the mark which is asked. Okay, so that's it about the acquired and the inherited trait. And I hope this much portion that we have discussed so far is clear to you. The questions that we have discussed have somewhat helped you to understand the concept, and maybe the short-term memory that you just got will be converted into a long-term memory. I hope you will be revising it, challenging your brain. So yes, I will be coming back in the next week. We will be continuing the chapter. We have so much topics to go on. Mental's contributions, dihybrid, monohybrid crosses, sex determination in humans, and sex determination due to environmental factors will be the topics we'll be discussing in the upcoming session. So please stay tuned. Do not miss our classes. Make use of the free classes that we are getting. And yes, thank you so much for being active here. Thank you so much. And everyone, hi Princel. I don't know. Okay, RM Vlogs. Hi, hello. So everyone, thank you so much for being active in the session. Uh, does a genetic test tell my future? Does a genetic test tell your future? That's a very good question, and this question I'll be answering in the upcoming session. So if you need the answer, you have to wait for my class for one more week. Okay, it's actually a good question which can explain my next upcoming topics, and I'll be using that question in the first session of my next class. Please stay tuned to Gosco Learning. And with these topics, I'm winding up the session. Thank you so much, everyone. Stay tuned. I'll be coming back. For now, I'm signing off. Take care. Good night. Bye.